Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Shit Moms Won't Say. You have absolutely heard my guest's voice tonight all throughout your house, whether that's on your TV or some video game your kid's playing. I don't fucking know. You've definitely heard her voice before. I could never do justice to like all of the characters she's voiced over the last however many years. So I won't. I'll let her do it herself. Mom of one, welcome to my show, Alicyn Packard.
Hey, Jess. I know. I was wondering, like, the mom of one. Does that mean like I like lose like mom cred? Because it's like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
When it's not.
No.
You're making it fun to start.
I'm a mom of one. I have tremendous credibility. Have you watched the show?
Yeah. How old is your child?
She's a year and a half.
Oh my gosh.
The baby.
That's a hard year. That's a hard time.
She's good.
Is she?
She's good and she's easy and she's funny as hell.
Oh,
yeah, she's funny. She just learned how to say happy and she like uses it appropriately. So when she's happy, she just goes happy. So like to tell you like I'm feeling happy. And you're like, are you kidding? It's maybe the cutest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. It's very cute.
Yeah, I love it.
She's good. And you have a 5-year-old.
I have a 5-year-old. Yeah. My son Bodhi, he's such a little rainbow child. He's so sweet. And yeah, there's kid today wearing like his rainbow tie-dyed shirt, his like rainbow tie pants, like on his way to gymnastics. He's a sweetie. But 0 to like 3 was pretty hard. And I mean, for us, at least, he was just like always on the move. There was just no sense of calm ever.
No, we don't have a sense of calm. She's not like, I feel like, and if we have another kid, I'm going to kick myself in the teeth for saying this. Like, I feel like she's just not an asshole. Mm-hmm. Like she's not naturally an asshole. Like some kids you meet and you're like, oh God, like she's just not. Like she's very easygoing. Like this past year, obviously we've been inside a lot. Like the whole first year of her life was spent with us and like with our few friends that we saw. So she's been around adults.
Yeah.
So like any shitty habits she's had are like adult shitty habits versus like kid, which is funny on a toddler, but like, listen, before we get into the Big Mom 3, like I said, I can't do like, I'm not going to be like, she's done all of these things. Give me your resume, please.
Resume.
Give me your resume. Go.
So the character is well, some of the most known characters I do are Toodles from the Tom and Jerry show, Jibanyan from a show called Yokai Watch, which is an anime show. I was Jibanyan, Komajiro, Nate's mom, and like 30 other characters from that show. It was a pretty small ensemble. I'm playing a character named Josh in the new Rugrats. I was the Blood Elf in World of Warcraft. Minnie on Peril and Gorgon. I was Death in often doing like my video game archetype is like trouble, basically. In Marvel versus Capcom, the Mr. Men show, which was an animated series for Cartoon Network, Poppycat. I did stuff for Olivia, Nick Jr. I started doing voiceover probably closer. Yeah, I mean, probably close to 17 years ago. I started really cool. at Emerson, like when I was in college. And so, there's been a long period of time to kind of accrue crazy, weird voices and characters.
Because you can just like straight up throw your voice. Like that's a really cool talent.
Well, I don't think I can throw my voice. Throw my voice, I think, is when you make it like, hey guys, like make it feel like it's like coming.
You mean like you just did?
I've never tried that before. So hey, yes, what's up? Pretty good. But yeah, a vocal versatility, like being able to put your voice in different places and sound like different ages and morph it into something fantastical or something real. I also do commercials on the voice of Lazy Boy Furniture Stores at Lazy Boy Furniture Stores. And And Ovation, the TV network Ovation, which is the arts network. I have a Cliff Bar campaign and a Ameriprise campaign are running right now. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just like,
Damn.
over time, you just have jobs that you have done.
So you're just like not busy at all then.
You know what? It's been busy.
That's good. That's good. And I hate when people are like, busy is good. In this case, yes, busy is good.
Yeah. Working is always good. I mean, I'm very grateful, but the work is really, that's the joy in this job. Like the work, what is the work is like the unpaid auditions and, spending years trying to get your name out there. But the actual job is a joy. I mean, usually I shouldn't say always, but almost always.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. We're going to chat more about all of your cool stuff in a few minutes. But before we do that, we're going to jump into the Big Mom 3. So, as you know, hard-hitting questions. You're going to be like kept up all night about these. Yeah. Like, I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay. Okay. First question of the Big Mom 3. Did you always know you wanted to be a mom?
No, I did not want to be a mom until I turned 28 years old. I always like my life as I envisioned it as a teenager. I just didn't know. I wanted to be an artist. And I didn't know anybody growing up. None of my parents' friends were artists. We didn't know anybody that was an artist. So that was my big dream, to be able to live a life dedicated to creativity. And then, I started thinking about like, oh, could I have both? Is that possible? And I remember I was 28 because that's when I got 2 cats. And all of a sudden cats on the internet started looking like so cute. Cats were everywhere. I was like, I need to get me some cats or I'm going to try and get pregnant right now. Like, I feel like I need to love something tiny, preferably fuzzy, but if it can't be, something. And cats are a lot less responsibility. You can like leave for the weekend and just put a dish of food out and they're fine. Kids, not so much.
You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to.
You can send them to grandma's, but yeah. So then I started thinking about it, and I was dating someone at the time that was much older than me and had kids, and that wasn't a likely possibility. So then I started to think, do I want to think about finding a life partner and doing it? But it wasn't until like 8 years later that I actually had a kid. And my first kid at 36.
I was 34.
Yeah.
34. Yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted to do it any earlier personally. But.
I think it's good. You like know who you are. I love most moms that have been on the show, like there's a bunch that have been like, yes, but there's a good amount of women that are like, no, not until I was much older. Like I totally didn't want to be a mom until I was much older. I think it's great.
In my family, it was like my mom was like definitely a working woman. She didn't love her job, but she worked really hard. And so I don't think I didn't really understand what it would even be like to have it any other way. That model wasn't there. But I just wanted to go out in the world and do something that I loved. Now, I always hoped that when my kid was like the age he is now, that it would be like fun and play. And, I'm kind of a professional kid, like literally, voice children, so being able to play and like live in that space is part of my DNA. And so I'm having the best time right now, the best time. It's a very fun age. But it was not so much, the first few years were very, very tough.
Good answer. Okay. Big Mom 3, question 2. My favorite question. What is the shittiest or most backhanded piece of advice you've ever gotten from another mother or parent?
Well, okay. So does pregnant count?
Oh yeah. This is it's so loose, right?
Yeah.
Like people ask like qualifying, like, I don't give a shit what you're in. Like, If it pissed you off, shout it.
This the one thing that I hate that this bothered me so much because it means that I'm kind of buying into this patriarchal view of like what my body type should be or what I need to be. But I was pregnant with a good friend of mine, and she was a week ahead. I think her baby was born 10 days before me. And she's taller than me. And so she always just carried better than me and looked like she was less pregnant than me, which was fine with me. It was fine with her. But one day we went to a party and we both wore like these like skin tight, like loungewear onesies. Hers was like purple with like velvet. I think I was wearing like a space dress. It was just very form fitting. And the thing when you're short is like, there's nowhere for it to go, but like out, like your body has to build its own structure. It can't just squeeze your organs around. It's like, you got to just like, so I was like, a little self-conscious about that. I just like, people would be like, oh my God, you're huge. Like, I just heard that all the time. And I'm like, no, I'm just a smaller than average human and the baby is in my body. Shut the fuck up. And this woman was like, just couldn't get over that my friend Megan was, at the same point in pregnancy that I was. And she was just like, you're huge. And like, I can't believe it. And kind of laughing at me to my face. And, when you're pregnant and your hormones are just like raging, I just remember being like so devastated and upset about that.
And when I slapped her in the face, just fucking slap her.
Hey girl, if you're at this party with me, I know you'd have my back.
I would have slapped her right in the mouth. 100%.
I didn't even know, like,
no problem.
I was like more like passive aggressive about it because that's like, as a pregnant person, I didn't even really like, I didn't have any control over my emotions. I just felt like I was one giant hormone, I think it's like, do I want to cry or do I want to rage at you right now? And also the fact that it upset me is like annoying to me because it means that I'm like, who cares? Why do you care? It's rude. She said something rude, but it like personally, I took it so offensively because I think on some level, I don't know. It's like who I am is like tied up to your ego's tied up into that, or I don't know. But I think
it's offensive. I don't think it's like weird that you were offended by that for someone to be like, hey, tiny person, you look extra big today. Like,
you look
huge. Fuck yourself. Oh my God.
I also had like a whole like second chin that developed like right underneath my chin.
Meanwhile, here you are sitting on a yoga ball. So
I'm sitting on a yoga ball because I think I've sat for collectively like 12 hours today.
Fair. That's
fair. Oh my God. There's been so much sitting and so much at home Zooming and everything.
Well, we were just joking about that before we started filming that like we're the test dummies for like home studios. Cause we were like, Alice and I were like trying to adjust our ring lights and like trying to do the whole thing. And like, if I turn my head slightly, cat's out of the bag. There it is. She has a ring light.
I thought that was just your son.
It is. I'm a sunshine. I'm a sunshine person. But like, if you move it slightly to the right, forget it. Slightly to the left, I'm like a shadow creature. So, here I am.
Know. Yeah. It's like that is it. There's like a whole production studio in here and like half the stuff. I get it because I think, okay, this is going to be the solution. When you're a podcaster and your show has a visual component as well as mine has a visual component. So it's like you want to get your lighting and sound right. But then like half the time, you get something and you're like, how do I incorporate this? I don't even know if this is
how do I use it? Well, and then the problem is, and I don't know if you have this, and we're going to chat about your show, Allisons Wonderland, in a minute. Like, I'll get the lighting right. And I'll be like, okay, good. And then at this point in the episode, I'm looking at myself and I'm like, And I'm like, what do I do? Nothing. You deal with it. You deal with it. And you're like, look at your big head in the shadow over there. Like, so people think I'm really paying attention to them, but meanwhile, I'm like, do I look a little oily?
Like, I didn't even think about that. Let's blot break.
See,
yeah, it's so funny, Jess, because I totally feel like we went to high school together or something.
It's so odd. I don't know. And like for all y'all at home, Alicyn saw something I posted, started following me. I think there's a series of events. You followed me, I followed you back, and like we just sort of became internet friends, but like we're sort of like, I know you. Lo and behold, we do not know each other. Like we've tried to be like, do we maybe know each other from this thing? No, like we literally don't know each other, but yeah, we're
you
like
never did stand-up comedy, right?
No, I'm hysterical. I've never done stand-up comedy. I feel like people wouldn't be able to keep up. Like they just, the world would it would fucking explode. How am I supposed to do that to people?
How does one be a stand-up comic and a mom when you're out so late every night? It's like
it's tough.
30 hours that you want to.
Well, my wife and I are both performers, so like we have to take turns. Like we'll pick up a show and be like, all right, your turn. Otherwise, like you really can't. Like right now so you're in LA, I'm in New York. So here it's 9:33 p.m. And I'm like, better wrap it up. It's grandma's bedtime. Like how? Yeah, I don't know how I used to function like pre-kid, being like out till like 2, 3.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
like how did you do it?
We're genetically, like biologically designed to have children in our 20s. That's why we can stay up and party all night. And then, if you have kids in your 30s or 40s, you're like, damn, this hurts extra bad because, kids are up in the middle of the night. Kids are up early. And then I find I need so much sleep these days. I didn't get good sleep last night. And now I was looking through like a foggy window all day. Like, where am I? Oh, it's just my computer. Am I in the computer? Like, am I?
You're in it. This is the Matrix. That's what this is. You're in the Matrix. Congratulations.
Have you heard that theory that that all of this is a what I want to say is a simulation?
Like life is a simulation?
Like this our whole life is like a simulation.
I hope so. I really hope so, because that would be fine. That would be totally fine with me. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Someone's just effing with you.
As long as no one's like Truman showing me, I'm okay with it.
It's not
I would really not like.
Oh yeah.
That's not for me. But like a full simulation where somebody because then that means that if I ever decide to have like a conversation with, and it's not God, so everyone relax, but if I'm ever like, hello, spirit guides, it's me, I have this thing to ask for, maybe it's the people that are, simulating life that are actually making these things happen, which would make me a lot more comfortable.
They're like, ooh, Control Z. Oh, that was a global pandemic. Okay.
Let's dial it back. Got too crazy. Politics. Yeah. I like it. I like the idea of it. You could just change it. Well, thank you for introducing me to that theory. I will be diving into a deep rabbit hole of it, along with all different kinds of QAnon stuff. Anyway, question number 3. And if the answer to this isn't exactly what I think it is, I'm going to be surprised, but maybe I'll be surprised. Okay. Question number 3. What is a skill or superpower you had before becoming a mom that you think has really helped you as a mom?
Multitasking.
That's not the answer I thought you were going to give me, but it is the answer everyone gives me because it's true.
Multitasking and my ability to read stories.
That's what I was going to say. Okay, I was like, you have to read like a mean bedtime story.
Let me just tell you, my son and I, we read so much every night. We read we read a lot. He surprises me sometimes. He's still just learning how to read. So he'll read like one little Bob book to me. And then I will read to him. But sometimes I was starting to get so bored with the picture books that I started reading him chapter books. And like we've read the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, fun.
And I never read the book. I only watched the movie. It's such an amazing book. I want to narrate it. It's in the public domain, so I can narrate it and put it out and not get sued for copyright infringement.
Do it, and then I can just play it for my kid. They don't even have to pretend like I can do it myself.
So that's always something, and I love it, But sometimes by the end of the day, to be completely honest, I just cheat. I'm just reading the characters like, okay, just like doing like the worst character voices sometimes. In the morning, it's different. I'll really give them a good performance. At night,
I think that's like cool though. And like you've sort of, I don't know, sports term teed me up for the next thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, basketball, something. Anyway,
sports.
I don't know, theater kid. You are on the new Rugrats, which is pretty cool.
Yes, I'm really excited because that was one of my favorite shows growing up. I was obsessed. I mean, I remember watching the pilot when it first came to Nick with my sister, and we were huge into Nickelodeon, and it's such an amazing network. I'm really excited about that. Josh is he's Angelica's bully. So he's a recurring role. He's in the My Two Angelicas episode in this first drop. I think they dropped 5 episodes on Paramount Plus. So he recurs and comes back in a couple different episodes. The babies, they brought back all the original voice actors.
That's really cool.
30 years ago. So now they're like in their 50s and 60s and possibly 70, but the voice doesn't change much. So that's great. So I mean, to be able to get any kind of role in that show, I feel very lucky. And the writing is so funny. It's stuff that we would watch, it's like, when I go back and I watch the original Rugrats, you see how Gen X saw themselves as parents, and it was very funny. They're just kind of edgy. And now you kind of see the millennials, like the preschool that Angelica and all the kids go to is just very like, oh, we just love it. Come on, let's use proper language and just very, like we do now, put the baby gloves on with everybody and just, we're so kind and so calm.
Very gentle.
Work really hard to just create a good environment. Like we work too hard, Did you ever see that meme when it was like, mom, back in our day, moms would just have to be like, come on when the lights come on with like a cigarette. And like, now it's like, you have to go to the appropriate preschool, eat all organic food. And
my kid's going to be like, mommy's outside smoking. I'm going to come home when she's done. Just kidding. I don't smoke, everyone. Relax. I haven't smoked in a long time. Calm down.
But come on, not even in high school, like a pack.
I smoked all through college. Yeah, no, of course. I smoked all through college. And I was like, come on, trash. That's enough. It's only when I'm drunk, and I don't really drink anymore. So.
Oh, really? You don't drink? That's great. How did you segue out of fun times at Ridgemont High?
I didn't want to go to rehab.
Also great.
Yeah.
There's no cheese down the end of that tunnel, really.
There isn't. There really isn't. It's just like, you're either going to not do this or like you're going to do it. And for me, it's just better to not do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's probably better for everybody not to do it, right?
Some people can like handle it though. Yeah. I'm not, like drugs and drinking are not things like I should be near.
Yeah.
It's not for me. Like, I'm very lucky that I don't have an addictive personality. Because if I did, I'd be dead. Like it's good that it works out the way it did.
Then we're all lucky.
Yeah. Now I just get like tattoos as an addiction instead. That's how I,
How many tats do you have?
It's a good question.
Do you know the answer?
6.
6. Wow.
5 or 6? 6. 6. Yeah. What do you have?
I don't have any tattoos.
None.
No.
Wow.
Zero. Yeah. I never went through I never wanted to commit to something for the rest of my life.
I get it. It's always there. And then sometimes they're really stupid. You know, like I have some really stupid ones that like, it's fine.
What's your most stupid tattoo?
Here you go.
What is that?
A smiley face.
A smiley face on your inner lip. Wow. That's pretty amazing. How old were you when you got that?
19 or 20.
Wow. Did it hurt?
I don't remember. You know, cocaine numbs the mouth. I just don't. It didn't matter.
She don't lie. She don't lie. She don't lie.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. It might have hurt. I don't know. It was after an awful breakup, like the most toxic, awful breakup in the world. And I got this, and my other friend got fuck. So together we got fuck happiness. And now we're both married parents. So
you guys ever get together and just do like
100%? There's a picture that says fuck happiness. But yeah, so, you know, disclaimer to younger people, at some point you might be a parent with a kid that you're going to forever just remember, like, this is in your mouth.
You know what, though? At least it's in your mouth and not on your mouth.
That's true. Imagine if I got right here. That would have been a commitment.
That is a commitment.
Something. That is really something. I like how we got from Rugrats to here. That's how you know we're kindred spirits, because it's just off the fucking rails. And that's exactly what it should be.
I know. Well, it's like the multitasking thing, you know. It is hard to stay on track these days. And I don't think social media helps. I don't think I actually bought a safe to like lock my phone in. Like, I don't know if you saw that, as I like also take a text message on my watch while I'm talking to you. It's a lot.
It's okay. I just glanced at my phone behind me because I heard it buzz. So
you heard the word phone and you were just like Pavlovian.
Phone. I also get my text on my computer. So I'm like the whole time, like, what do you have to say to me? What did you say? You know, so you're always very present.
Yeah.
Very good.
So I wonder if that, you know, the bouncing around thing, if that is just a sign of our times.
I think so. And I think our generation generally has like terrible attention spans too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. Like, none of my friends who are like around our generation have any type of attention span. None. No focus. Like, driven people, very successful.
Yeah.
No focus. None.
And isn't that also a sign of creativity, though?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Like,
for sure.
I don't know. But I think about, you know, my son's generation and how it's going to be for them, because they have been digital far longer than we were. And, you know, we used to have way better boundaries with screen time before the pandemic, and he couldn't see his friends for like 6 months. You know, and so that, you know, then we started watching TV. He was watching TV. He watches TV every day now. It's kind of hard to rewind that.
It is.
But at least then I have an excuse to be up to date with what's airing on Netflix this week.
That's true. And I feel like for you, it's like research. And look at this, we came right back around. So for you, it's like research, because thank you. Bam. Yes. Because when your son is watching TV, I bet he hears you a lot. Does he like know? Like, if he's watching a show, is he like, that's my mom? Or is he just like,
yeah, he does know, because like, do you see all these toys and stuff? Like,
I do see that. Your
so
swag.
He'll come in and he'll steal some of my toys and like, you know, stuff that's like worth money someday, you know, like that I keep in the box, like my dad would, like keep it in the box so it's worth money someday. We'll sell it on eBay. And he'll come. He had like candy bars from Japan that are like 6 years old. He like opened one up and ate it. I was like, you jerk. That
was worth a lot of money.
I mean, I do tell him, but you know, it hasn't really paid off in terms of you know, clout for the
Mhm.
preschool sect yet, but just wait till we hit elementary.
You're gonna be
Boom.
super lit in elementary. Yeah. Are you
Although
like
I
Tattoo's
do.
mom?
Well, we'll see. I mean, there's actually quite a few voice actors that he's going to be parents that he goes to school with. So, it's just kind of ironic. We just happen to live in, North Hollywood. And so there's a saturation of entertainment folks out here. But yeah, I think, certainly, it's not something that he would brag about or anything but he likes the shows that I do. And sometimes if he doesn't want to watch TV, he'll be like, "But mommy, just one yokai watch." Like, cause he's like, "Oh, that's mommy's show,"
So
like he
cute.
thinks he's going to get away with it because it's mommy's show. And
And
he's
then he
like,
does.
actually usually right.
Yeah,
I'm
he
like, I
does.
think every time you watch that, I get like a 0.1 of a penny. So,
You're getting paid by your own kid. That's pretty good. That's
what's
a pretty
funny
big
is
deal.
he actually just booked his first commercial.
Cool. That's so cute. What's he doing?
Do you remember when we were kids that Huggy's like, "I'm a big kid now."
I do.
So he's doing the new pull-ups commercial, which
That's
is like,
so
I mean, it
cute.
wasn't something we pursued or anything, but my manager got a couple breakdowns where they were looking for real kids. And
Yeah.
so I was like, "Do you want to try and do this?" And the gear's all here. So
That's
So
awesome.
it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. He sounds so cute in it. He's like,
love
"I'm a
that.
big kid now. I'm a big kid
Oh
now."
my God, that's so cute. That's so cute. And listen, I don't want to brag. I was in a crib commercial as a kid.
You were?
I don't
Oh
want to
my
brag about
God.
no, guys, please don't make a big deal about it. Come on.
Tell us more. Where's the screenshot?
It's literally nothing. It
Upload
was
that
like
to-
some shitty Long Island crib company that my parents like knew the owner, and they're like, "She's a cute kid." And I was on a horse and I was like,
You
"Nippy!"
on a
And like
horse?
I was
Oh,
on a
rocking
horse
horse.
and then I popped, yeah, a real horse. I was on a real horse in a crib.
I was
This
a
sounds
baby
real.
horseback rider.
I was a professional horseback rider in a crib. Yeah, I was like on a rocking horse and I like popped out of a crib. And it was pretty big deal. It was a pretty big deal.
Aw.
Yeah,
Aw.
it wasn't a big deal at all. But yeah, it's the same as a Huggies commercial.
Yeah. Do you remember it at all?
No, that's my trauma response though, as I have no memory, so I don't remember anything. But I'm sure I know it happened. I've seen a video. It's real.
Were you a kid actor?
Not really. I pursued acting out of college. I was always in theater. I had always done shows and musical theater mostly, and like I had always done that. And then when I was in college, I was like, "Oh, I'm going to do this professionally." And I hated it. I hated it. Like it just became so like dispassionate about it. Like when it became my job, I was like, I don't want this as my job. So like you had said before, like, can I sort of like church and state this and have both things? And that's what I did. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I don't have it as my profession. It's like an okay paid hobby. It's fine. And then I have my regular job and I can kind of, because of that, I can pick and choose what I want to do when I want to do it.
Mm-hmm. What's your regular job?
I'm in sales. I'm in the automotive space, high level digital marketing, automotive.
There is a Bodhi bear trying to come in here right now, actually.
Listen, that's your call. It's your kid showing his face. That's up to you. You can bring him in. My kid's sleeping.
Good. My husband has it. I just hear bang, bang, bang,
That's what I get on my office door. Mama. That's so cute. By the way, I was shocked when you just opened your curtain. I was like, it's daytime.
It's daytime here.
Like you're not here. And it's like,
Right.
Could be darker here.
I mean, it's 6:50 here. So it's not early. Hello.
I love it. I love a kid interruption. Like I've had parents apologize and be like, "I'm so sorry if you need to cut it out." I'm like, "It's a mom show. Like your kids can be in it. fine. I don't care. What am I doing? They're so cute. Who cares? He's going to be in a Huggies commercial. He's a celebrity. Star. He's a star. But I told you, that's why I asked you the question about like, does he recognize it? Because I told you, there's this really silly video of The Rock who played Maui in Moana. So her like, and he's singing like, "You're welcome" to his kid. And he's like, he's like, "Is daddy Maui?" And she just looks at him and she's like, "No." And he's like, no, but don't you think like that's daddy singing, like that's Maui? And she's like, "It's not Maui." And like, please, like, leave me alone. Like, that's a demigod, you idiot. Like, what's wrong with you? And like, can't even possibly begin to believe that like her father is this like very cool demigod. So like, I'm wondering if at a certain point your son's going to be like, "That's not you. You're not Josh on Rugrats." Like,
he just doesn't. I mean, I don't think he's very impressed. Like, he definitely doesn't. He doesn't think it's like a cool thing. But
all right, maybe he will. I
mean, I guess he does like cartoons a lot. So I feel like that's part of it. But I think, he's still kind of like, how does this whole thing work? If you were this character, how do you do the voices? I think he's just starting to, because he's 5. He's kind of starting to.
He'll get it. Kids are dumb. Let's talk.
So dumb.
They're so dumb.
So dumb.
Let's talk about 2 quick things and we'll start to wrap it up.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Anytime. That's always my favorite topic of conversation. But it's a mom show. So moms are like, "I don't know." And I'm like, please. Anyway, let's talk about your show. You have a really cool show. You have a show, Allisyn Wonderland. And I told you, like, I watch it. I don't know a fucking person on it. And I'm just like, how talented they all are. Listen to all those voices. I think it's so cool. So tell me about your show. Like, it's not new, but it's like on the newer side, I guess. Or is it like a recreation? Like, I haven't seen
reboot.
It's a reboot.
Yeah, it's a reboot. So it started as a web series back in 2009. And I did a few episodes. I interviewed Craig Bartlett, the creator of Hey Arnold, and Earl Kress, who wrote for Scooby-Doo, and my friend Keith Ferguson, who's a voice actor on Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. And I mean, a bunch more stuff since then. But I did a handful of those and then rebooted it as a podcast a few years later. The thing was, I was never consistent. I didn't understand, that you have to do it every week. I would just do it when I felt like it. And when the pandemic hit, at that time, I was actually completely off social media, which is very good for your brain. Yes. But, I had such a much smaller network of people in my life, which was great actually, because I'm just such a social person and I love people, especially strangers or people I don't know as well. I mean, I just love people. So I tend to be very, very much an extrovert. And then with the pandemic, we weren't seeing anybody, of course. So I wanted to get back on social media, but it just felt really weird. Like, what do I even have to say? There's so much going on. There's so many people suffering. What conversation am I going to have? And I knew, everybody has a take on a million different social issues, but what am I bringing to the table? And what I'm bringing to the table is the ability to uplift and inspire through creative play. So inspiring people towards creative play, to get out there and just play like a kid, to have fun through, just being able to give myself time and space for play. And I wanted to bring that to the world and hopefully make people happy, find joy.
It's like not it's a total like upper of a show, like there's no like serious stuff, and it's nice. Like, it's very it's just very upbeat. Like, it's a different kind of thing. Cause I feel like even on here, like, it's a fun show, we have a good time. Like, people get into serious shit, like, for sure. Like, I'm happy for it. I think it's great. But like, you could walk away from an episode of this show and be like, "Oh, I feel like shit." Like, that doesn't really happen with your show. And I think that's really nice.
Yeah, well, I think what's great is so Allisons Wonderland focuses on animation video game industry. And I interview people that I've worked with and people that whose work I really admire. So there's this common connection of people are creating entertainment to, I it's a little more animation focused at this point, but it's animation video games. And they're really, whether it's entertaining adults or entertaining kids, there's this element of wanting to inspire. So I think it's really cool for me as well. It inspires me every week to do the research and see, like Ryan Kriego, like who just created Hey Arnold, the Alligator Boy, was on the podcast last week. And, to see his trajectory from starting as an intern at DreamWorks to now executive producing and co-creating this movie and animated series for Netflix. It's really inspiring to me as well. I was writing for an animated series called Barbie Dreamtopia, and I've written for Poppycat, and so I've done writing myself. I think I would love to. This is the bigger picture, but one day create an animated show for kids with original characters, something that just really helps kids feel safe, feel loved, feel creative, and support them in, social, I don't want to say issues, but like help them develop the social side of who they are and like how to work as a team, work together. So yeah, I mean, I really enjoy doing the show and I learn a lot, it's edutainment, I guess it's educational, for anybody that wants to work in animation or video games. And I do, because I know a lot of voice actors, I interview a lot of voice actors, but it's also show creators and storyboard artists and going to do a composer. It's kind of very broad, people that work in that business.
I love it. I think it's great. And I'm happy you rebooted it. It's definitely like, it's different. There's a lot of podcasters and different web series hosts and things. And like, like when I started this, I was like, well, what's different? Like what's different from this than everything else? Like you obviously kind of went down the same path of like, why do I want to do this?
Yeah.
Like you didn't just say like, well, here's what I do. Like you dug into the, like, here's the reason why I'm doing it. And it really does. It's great.
Thank you. Thanks,
You're welcome.
Jess.
You're so welcome.
We just want to like get our audience out there. We started as an IGTV show and now we're repurposing the audio as a podcast. So I'm curious to see, how it's gonna go. And do you broadcast obviously you take promo snippets for your socials of these, but do you also broadcast the audio, the visuals, or
they're too
the whole
long.
thing?
So we have like basically a repository on YouTube. So like if you're going to watch the full episode, you'd go to like our like little landing page and then it would take you to the visual on YouTube, or you can listen to it on Spotify or iHeart. So like we kind of multi-purpose it. I wish it was short enough to like broadcast on IGTV. I just like, I can't cut it. Like we're having like a very natural conversation. Could you imagine if I was like, I'm cutting out this piece of it because it's too long? Like, I'm just not doing it. And I'm so lazy. That's really what it comes down to. To answer your question, no, because I'm lazy.
That's funny. Yeah.
It's true. It's true though. So talk to me before we start to wrap up. Tell me what's coming up. Because I know you have, I think it's a new video game and some just like cool shit happening. So what do you got now? What are you doing?
Yeah. So I'm in the new Ratchet and Clank that just came out on June 11th. And I do some incidental characters in that. And I'm not sure exactly when this is going to air, but I'm coming to Boston to do Northeast Comic-Con July 2nd and 3rd. So there's going to be some animation panels and I'm going to be doing some signings and I'll be there for 2 full days. They're even doing like a karaoke party.
Ooh,
yeah. So I don't know when you're planning on dropping this, but
it'll be after that. So
after that, you guys, you missed it. It was great.
You should have been there. Fun.
It was wicked pissa. It was wicked pissa. Yeah. So that that'll be fun, and a lot of the projects that we work on obviously are NDA. You can't talk about them while you're working until they come out.
So hush, hush.
But yeah, Wonderland is going to continue to build, and I'm just enjoying being at a point in my life where I have a little bit more time to focus on my content creation. I did stand-up comedy for a number of years, and I loved doing stand-up, but the reality of the world of stand-up is stand-up takes place in comedy clubs. And they, at least last time I checked, which was, 7 or 8 years ago, it's kind of a male driven, the vibe is, it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
And I love bringing live performance and storytelling and comedy to the world. But I'm kind of enjoying creating comedy content for social media. And right now it's just fun.
Well, it's your own shit too. Like I feel like when you curate an audience and like, we were chatting a little bit before, like about just being able to like keep your own fan base, I love it. I love it. My kid's sleeping. Otherwise you'd hear like, all kinds of shit. Like when you curate a fan base that's like truly yours, and like, what a shitty terminology. Hi.
He's like looking in the window now.
That's so cute.
He's looking a little sad, I think. Hi.
Tell him you're almost done. You're almost done. You'll be playing soon. You'll be playing.
I'm going to take some CBD and get some rest after that.
I love it. It's a good night. But yeah, like when you curate your own fan base, like, and again, like I don't like the term fan base. And when you get like your followers and like you know what works. Like you're able to do the things that are very like authentic to your personality. And I feel like in stand-up and in like more of that broad stroke, you just don't know. It's hard. Like it's hard to know. Like you kind of end up knowing like, oh, these people like this kind of thing that I'm doing.
Yeah, it is. So it is very subjective. Like the best show I ever did, hands down, was this show. I was opening for my friend Dwayne Perkins at this comedy club in Arizona. Hi, baby.
Hi, buddy.
Are you feeling sad? I love you so much. Do you want to say hi to Jess? She hosts a podcast.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, baby. And the reason why it was so great was because it was like a bachelorette. I know, it was just, all my jokes were like, so being single, la 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 la. And
he couldn't be more bored by us. He was like, I thought you two were doing something fun in here. This isn't fun at all. And he ran out.
So you don't really have control over the audience, but if you are headlining, I mean, you're the one that's selling the club out. So, but I mean, arguably you can reach more people on the internet.
Absolutely. There's all kinds of people on the internet.
I'm curious to see what the next few years are going to be like.
It's going to be interesting. Totally interesting. Well, it's a good time to wrap up, and it's a good time for these two questions because your kid is in the background. So my final two questions, and I hear that, bud. Yeah. He's playing with all your toys. I love it. It's so cute. Okay, you have a 5-year-old. He's right there.
Right there.
Something as a mom that you cannot live without, like with your kid at his current age.
Is my iPhone like a bad cop?
No.
Things I can't live without. I mean, yeah. I mean, gosh, is he really locked out? Hold on a second.
Did he lock your husband out?
Oh, yeah. Oh, are you?
Yeah. How did you unlock this?
All right, buddy, listen, I'm going to finish up in 2 minutes, okay? Will you go pick out some good books for us to read?
Okay, come inside.
Will you pick out some good books?
No.
Come on.
Well, Jess is having an interview with me. Are you listening to Dad?
Yes.
We might need to edit this out. Mom's a musical.
I got you. Unless I decide not to, and then we'll see.
Unless you keep it in, and my kid has a crazy meltdown because it's so on brand.
It totally
right. I mean, it's literally
a mom show. No one's gonna care.
Literally what the point of the show is. So yeah, I mean,
Your iPhone's a
you know what? Something that has been so awesome for us is we go camping a lot
Oh, cool.
as a family. And I feel like that has been able to give us a place where we can go and unplug and ground ourselves and be out in nature and be giving Bodhi the gift of nature. What do you think of camping?
Good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't want you to fall off this. I'm going to take this and put it over here. Okay. So what do you think of being in nature in Rita Casita? We have like a travel trailer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I would say I would not want to give that up. That is something I think just being able hiking or like getting out there in nature and being able to be together as a family with no distractions has been such a gift. Yeah.
He agrees.
You agree? Yeah.
Yeah.
You agree.
Guess what, Bodhi? Last question. I have one more question for your mom, and then she's all yours. You ready? What is something you know now that you wish you knew before becoming a mom?
You can't get an epidural at a home birth. No, you can't get an epidural at a home birth. No, you can't get an epidural at a home birth. And man, that shit really hurts. Yeah, that.
And my chin really hurts.
Your chin hurts. I think it was your shoulder, but.
And on that note, it has been such a treat having you here.
It's been such a treat having
you
me.
for coming
It was so great
on.
to finally meet you and
Too.
get to chat with you.
Too. Where can people follow you? What's the best place to follow along with all the cool stuff?
I would say probably Instagram at Alicyn. Back when I used to be an early, I know that's not time. I used to be an early adopter. I was able to get my like first name at Alicyn. I share the most there. And then TikTok I've kind of been really loving lately, but it's mostly animation focused. I'm starting to put out some more comedy stuff there. So that's Alicyn Packard, because I'm no longer an early adopter. Now I'm old.
You figure out that you don't know if you figure out that into the microphone and it's recording the old world.
Well, you know what? Jess is actually recording on her end. She's recording over there.
She's right.
And
It's true.
This is a podcast called What Moms Won't Say.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Say what?
Moms, don't say it, Daddy. Just say it, right?
Right.
Yep. It's what we won't say. We won't say it.
Well, thank you so much. And good luck with your show. And I look forward to catching your next few episodes.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for being here. And thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Shit moms won't say.